But Dan Riskin is standing by to make me feel better about it all. And Dan Riskin is our CTV News science and technology expert, a lot of background in biology. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the show.
Great to deal with your childhood fears. This is why I love coming on the show, is we get to do some therapy for you.
All right. So the effect that this film, we often talk about pop culture and the impact it can have on people. But, taking something like a shark, and I know the book was actually based on a sighting of a big shark, off the eastern seaboard in the United States. And the author remembered that story and then would later write Jaws, of course, taking a lot of dramatic license as well. What's your take?
I mean, sharks are charismatic. They're creatures that everybody pays attention to. If there's a shark in the water, everybody wants to look over the side of the boat and see it, or get to the part of the boat that is least likely to make them fall in the water. And other people want to swim with them. They want to get in the water as quickly as possible and experience that. And I've been to places where, there's a chance you might get to see a big shark while you're swimming, and it just makes snorkeling or scuba diving or just swimming in the ocean a very different experience from swimming in Lake Ontario. There's something about the presence of those creatures that changes the nature of the entire ecosystem. And they're just majestic, wonderful creatures. I wouldn't want to fight with one, but I do like that they exist, and I do like having them in the water.
Right, and we know that there is apparently a record-breaking great white shark heading north, according to some of the folks who are tracking this. This is in recent news as well that we're looking at. This continues to make headlines because of this fascination, but also fear, Dan, of sharks.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it doesn't have to happen very often for it to be a scary thing, but if it happens at all, it's terrifying. It's kind of like plane crashes. You know, when you get in a plane that the odds are everything's going to be fine. But the fact that sometimes there are plane crashes makes flying in a plane scary, and for some people, it makes it a non-starter. Sharks are similar. I mean, around the world in 2024, there were 47 people that got bitten by a shark when there was nothing leading up to it. Just the shark, for whatever reason, bit them. And that's part of their biology, is that they see a mammal in the water and they go up and they bite it. And if it's what they expected, they finish the job. But when they bite a human, what tends to happen is that they say, oh, wait, that's not a sea lion. I actually didn't want to eat that. And they swim away, leave it alone. But the poor person has been bitten by a shark, and they have big teeth. And so when it's a big shark and they do that one first bite, that can often be enough to create big problems. And, one of the things that makes it high risk is how many people are in the water, how much beach there is. And the United States, the center of pop culture in the Western world, I would say, has the most shark bites of any nation in the world, mostly because there's a lot of places you can go swimming where there are sharks. And so there's just a lot more opportunity for people to bump into them. And of the 47 worldwide in last year, 28 of those were in the U.S., and that's by far the most of any other country.
I know that there was another recent incident, a 9-year-old girl in Florida who says, I didn't see anything coming, and the shark bit her hand off. But fortunately, they were able to restore the hand, well, not off, almost fully detached hand, and the doctors were able to save the hand. So you can understand why some of us, me, are still scared of sharks, even though I know, intellectually, that the chances of me ever being attacked by a shark are like infinitesimal.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's the thing about odds, right? The odds that you're going to be bitten by a shark are very small. And if you're in the ocean, they're significantly higher, but they're still very small. And if you're out in a place where there are sharks, well, they're even higher, but they're still pretty small. But, the thing is that fear, I think that the key is to understand not everybody has to feel safe swimming with sharks. That's not the goal of sort of the outreach that biologists have been doing. The goal is to understand that sharks have a role in the ecosystem. They're part of what makes an ocean healthy. They're important, they're necessary, and they, like all wildlife, they demand our respect. If you get in a fight with a pelican, it's kind of funny. It makes for a good video. If you get in a fight with a shark, it's a whole different story. They have good weapons that have lasted them. I mean, sharks, I used to host a show called Daily Planet on Discovery, and my co-host Zaya Tong, her favorite thing to say was that sharks have been around longer than trees. And it's literally true. Sharks evolved earlier than trees evolved. And it's just such a successful body plan, such a great strategy for the open ocean and other ecosystems in the ocean, some shallow environments and others, that they have just been successful ever since. And they're a beautiful part of life on this planet, and the world is better for them.
And swimming pools are okay.
And swimming pools have far fewer sharks. Your odds of being bitten by a shark in a swimming pool, not zero, but pretty darn small.
Dan Riskin, thanks for this, Dan. Great to see you as always, my friend.
Good to see you. Enjoy the water.
CTV News science and technology expert Dan Riskin.